Yo, what's up? We're live. We are live. Yeah. How you doing? Welcome to day 5 of 100, the Coded Up Startup Challenge. So, um, yeah, Phew. you know, um, it's been a challenge. Last night, if you watched, just kind of had in my opinion, a failure. Um, and there's always going to be failures. There's always going to be difficulties. There's always going to be these brick walls that you hit. You got to just climb it, jump over it, and keep going. Um, you know. So this is a little bit about perseverance. Um, through setbacks and overcoming the disappointment. I mean, seriously, like it was kind of, I don't know, it was a little bit difficult for me. You know, um, I really wanted to get that app running for today's JavaScript Jam. You know, um, yo, what up, Alexis? Hey. Um, so yeah, it kind of took a lot of energy out of me, and honestly, I I was just like sitting here, like, man, what am I gonna do next with this? Should I even like get on right now? I'm tired. It's been a long week so far, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get on, and I'm just gonna keep pushing forward in a general direction of forward. um, so yeah, maybe this will be interesting for you to watch. Maybe it won't. I'm sure that there's other people out there that have experienced setbacks in their coding or startup pursuits and can relate, or maybe you haven't. And maybe this is inspiration for someone or encouragement for someone in the future who feels like they like failed, Now I don't feel like I failed completely. I just feel like I failed yesterday, right? Because I was trying to get that app up and running for JavaScript Jam today. Either way, um, I I've learned some things, um, but I feel like I still have so much more to learn. So, um, yeah, let's build some resilience and adaptability together during this time. Um, we're gonna learn from our experiences, and we're gonna continue pushing forward, like I said. So, um, yeah, if you like this, remember to like it, share it if you want, comment, subscribe, whatever. All right, let's do this. So, I am not even. I mean, seriously, like I didn't even almost want to get on today because I wasn't even like sure where to start at this point. I feel like ChatGPT was helping me up to this point, and now it's like I feel like I don't have ChatGPT to help me because of all the errors we kept having and the fact that it couldn't. I don't want to. So earlier I was saying, or yesterday I guess I was saying that I could just downgrade, um, you know, uh, take the version down to for Tweepy down to what was it 3 point whatever. Here, let me share my screen real quick. Um, there we go. Um, there we go. Take it down to, whoops, Where are we at? There it is. Okay. Yeah, take it down to 3 point whatever it was that this said it could handle. 3.1. Yeah. Like it knows 3.1, right? It doesn't know 4.13, which is what it is now. It doesn't know 4.0, even though it says it can find the documentation. It hasn't done anything with the documentation correctly. In fact, this last time I actually tried to take last night. I tried to take some of the document. As you can see here, I took, let's see, where was it? It's a long one. There we go. I took the document from streaming from this here. I just highlighted this whole piece here, even though there's more to it. And then I copied that because this is for 4.13. And I thought, well, if I could just give it the documentation and say, hey, this is what it says, and then recode it, write it out to make sense with that, then maybe it would give me the actual right code because it has the documentation, right? So it even said, hey, look, based on this documentation, here's a modified version to help you. And what it did was well, at least I know a little bit of what it did. It took the auth stuff here and it actually added the auth down here, but not as, like normally it put like auth in here. And so it added it like all individually like that, which is interesting. So then I ran it and it didn't have the same errors it was having before, and I even asked it, I said, what in the doc did you see that made you make this change to add the auth arguments under the super, right? And it didn't answer me. It just said, oh, apologies. Upon re-examining, I realized my previous response was not accurate. Here's the corrected version of the script, which is weird. It changed it back to on. So anyway, I ran this one up here. I was like, well, maybe you're just lying to me again. This thing it makes up stuff sometimes, actually, quite often. I feel like, or maybe I'm just so ignorant. I have no idea. But so I took this and I put it in and I ran it, and it just kept coming up with this stream encountered HTTP error 404. So like I couldn't find where it was trying to point to or whatever, right? So, or where it was trying to get information from or whatever. I don't know, right? You just couldn't find something. It just kept, it was almost like it was in a loop though, because it kept like every few minutes or so it would say that same error. And I like tried hitting like Command C to cancel out and like stop running it. I even tried using the stop command, which is programmed into that app. Nothing was working, so I had to like close VS Code, open it back up. If you saw last night, it was like kind of annoying. So anyway, so so that's not working either, right? And I'm like just scratching my head. And last night I was just so tired. It was like 1 in the morning or something, and I was just like, I need to go to bed. I have to get up early. Got stuff to do, Excuse me. So, maybe I should take this code that it was like, oh, upon re-examining, let's try it again. Maybe I have a little bit of hope. A little bit of hope here, but I don't know. Honestly, I feel like this is the same exact thing that I've been running. So I don't think it's going to make a difference, honestly. I really don't. Especially since it's still using Stream. Instead of if you look at the new documentation, Stream is for allows filtering and sampling of real-time tweets using API version 1.1. And guess what? We're only allowed to use API version 2 with the free account, developer account with Twitter. So I don't see how that's gonna work. So then it says, oh well, you should use streaming client, right? And I gave it this stinking documentation, and it still didn't use streaming client, right? And maybe I'm just misunderstanding this, but I'm pretty sure that's what needs to be done. But then again, what are the other additional changes that need to be made to make that work? Yeah, not 100% sure. So I almost feel like I know that this, like, oh, hey, apologies. Here's the corrected version. I almost feel like, no, actually, it's not the corrected version. I can see it already without having to freaking run it. But I'm pretty sure it's not. And I don't even know. Yeah. I don't even know where to find like the. So here's all the streaming stuff, right? Here's how you would utilize that and plug it in, and it even says to use like um, the bearer token instead of like the auth consumer and secret auth tokens. It says to use the bearer token, which there is one that you can go generate that. But that's what I still don't understand as well. So and maybe I just need to read up further on these things, and I'm just being lazy and using GPT or something. I don't know. I don't know that I'm being lazy. I'm just trying to. I want so badly for ChatGPT to work. I want so badly to be able to feed it the right information, the right prompts to be able to come up with something that works. And so I don't want to give up. I don't know. I don't want to give up. I want this to work. You know what I'm saying, folks. I mean, I'm sure you've been in my shoes where you just want something to work so freaking bad. Yeah. Your boy needs some help. It's a lonely world out there in the developer world, Sometimes it can be. Just like I mean, heck, in the business world, entrepreneur world, it's the same thing. It's a lonely world. There's a big community, but it's a lonely world sometimes. Cuz it's like, and maybe you're just not reaching, maybe I'm just not reaching out to the right people. I don't know. But when some people say like, "Oh, hey, hit me up for help," right? And then you do, you know, um but then there's like no help. Like it's not even ever even yeah. I don't know, it's interesting. It depends, I guess, who you should be reaching out to. But and maybe this is just something that I should figure out on my own, and that's what's being said through the lack of communication there. I don't know. But I've tried to code before and I've given up on it. And I've tried to code in the past, and I just like gave up on it because I was like, I don't need to do this, right? My background's in marketing and sales, but I love the fact that I like creating things. I love creating things. I love figuring out problems. I love just And so you'd think that I would be able to like just do it, right? See, this is that thing. This is that like I don't know if this is quite imposter syndrome. Uh maybe partially. Like am I qualified? I mean anybody can learn to code, right? That's what everybody says. You just got to do it. Put your mind to it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just sitting here talking, taking up time. It's been 15 minutes. Yeah, I don't think I want to waste anybody else's time just sitting here talking. So I'm not sure what to do next, and I don't want to just sit here on this live because this is probably boring as hell. Me trying to figure out what the hell this document even means, and how to go through this process. So this is the boring shit. Excuse my language, but this is the boring stuff that most streamers don't stream, right? Why? Because it's boring. Nobody's gonna watch you. Nobody wants to see you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see the struggle. They just want to see the good stuff. Like, hey, show me how to do this. Or, hey, let's see where you came from. Or, hey, let's see how this came. You plan ahead. You come up with the idea. You know what you're going to do. You know where you're going to find the document. You know what you're going to do in the document. And then you take that and you go and you put it into VS Code and you put some code together and you have something that works. Maybe you have an error, but then you know how to and you can go and fix it and handle it, right? Handling errors. Anyway, this is the stuff that people don't want to show. This right here, where I'm at right now. Nobody streams this. And it's probably for a good reason. Because it's boring. Y'all, I'm sure you're bored out of your mind. All right. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it. I'm just going to, I need to, man, see, that's the thing. This ticks me off. If I call it and I just jump off of here, I'm going to beat myself up later or even right after. I'm going to beat myself up for stopping. And then I'm just going to sit there and, I'm not going to sit there. I'm going to go do stuff that I need to do. But I won't be able to get it out of the back of my head. You know what I'm saying? I won't be able to get it out of the back of my head. All right. Let's try this. I don't even see. I'm like frustrated as heck right now. Maybe I shouldn't be. I don't know. What do y'all think? Put it in the comments. If anybody's even watching anymore. Feel free. All right. Streaming client. I mean, I've read through this, and some of it makes sense, and some of it doesn't. But it doesn't matter if I ask ChatGPT on this because it's not updated on this information, so it doesn't. It's like it doesn't matter. This should be so simple. I feel like most coders could just put this together in like a day or something. You know what I'm going to do? I don't know. I don't freaking know what I'm going to do, honestly. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I don't know. I did find last night, I was like laying in bed and I was on my phone and I was kind of looking. And I did find on Twitter's site, I'm trying to remember where it was. Hold on. I'll bring it up on here. Let's see. I found another library, essentially, for JavaScript. Because remember that one I told you I found Twit, right? And it hadn't been like maintained in like 5 years or something. It looked like. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just looking at the wrong thing. I have no idea. But I just kept having errors with it. Well, here is another one. Actually, there's several here. And here, let me grab this link. And I can paste it in here. Okay, so it was right here. Here we go. So there's a bunch of different ones by. These are all by languages and frameworks. Or I guess languages mainly. Yeah. So Python here, Tweepy at the top of the list. So you'd think this. You think I'd be able to figure this out? If I can't figure out Tweepy and Python, I mean, how am I supposed to figure out? This is what I'm saying to myself. Like, if I can't get in here and dig into the documents and figure this out for myself here, what makes me think that I'm going to be able to go in here and do the same thing, right? Or here, right? And is it even worth it? Because when I went in here and read this, here I'll show you. When I went in here and read this, they said this library may no longer be maintained. And it was because of the API capabilities that are being changed, right? V2 and then, you know, the payment structure and all this other stuff. So as of right now, it has been, but this thread is recent. If you go look at Twitter here, this is from March 29th. So, but it's talking about introducing a new form of free V2 access for write-only use cases. Da, 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 da. Anyway, and then there's that $100 a month piece, which I showed in the very beginning of like starting this up. I'm like, do I have to pay $100 a month? Can I just use the free one? Anyway, and it says here's what it says for hobbyists, $100 a month. It's a pretty pricey hobby. So, yeah. So I was thinking about reading through this and doing it. It even says like, hey, look, why is this better than all these other things? Like, why is this better than Twit? Well, Twit can only do version 1.1 apparently. Right? That's what I said. Hadn't been updated. Maintained. Anywho. And this is all in TypeScript, right? So that's interesting. Got to learn that, I guess. I don't know. Not really. You got to learn Node, right? It said Node chance. So, but this says language, TypeScript, 199%. Yeah, I'm just pondering and trying to figure out what I want to do next. Because I still want to do this app. I'm not giving up on it. This is something I definitely want to do. And I feel like I should work. I'm doing this, and my kids are like going nuts right now, man. Like so many distractions. Yeah, I may just need to call it a night. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Well, Maybe this is just too much. I could throw together a website. Let me do some HTML. Let me do some CSS. Right. Let me. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna jump. I'm just sitting here wasting y'all time, wasting my time, or at least wasting your guys' time, minimally. I'm not. I don't know. I just feel like I'm making a fool of myself. So. And I can't even think right now. I'm just so like frustrated from like yesterday and all the errors that keep happening and everything. I think I need a break. Doesn't help it. I'm hungry too. I need dinner. And I got a million other things to do. All right. Well, thanks y'all so much for joining. Appreciate you. And hope you have a great evening. I'll talk to you later. Peace.